Listening to talkers makes me thirsty.
Minutes of Fame, Monday nights, 7 p.m. to learn about and interact live with band members from all genres of music. If your band is interested in interviewing on our show, please contact us on our Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, once again. We're excited to introduce you guest, Rebel Messiah.
Metal. Hiss.
So how you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Doing great.
All right. Well, let's start introducing the members of your band. Who are you?
I am KC, the singer.
I'm Ed Savoy, the guitar player, and not here tonight is Kevin White, the drummer, and Tom Shopa, the bass player.
Awesome, guys. So how did you guys get together? How did the band form?
All right, this is an interesting story because I like telling this one too. A while back, I saw Ed with his band Ballistic, and I came down here in the late '90s from New York, and I was kind of looking for an original band to start with down here, in the same genre of music I was doing, and when I heard Ed play, I was like, man, this guy is everything I'm looking for.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast on that thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So I approached him at one of his gigs when he was taking a break, and we chit-chatted and we were throwing names back and forth, and we found out that we're both from like the kind of upstate New York, Connecticut area. We frequent the same clubs and everything up there. So anyhow, when I asked him about, getting together and stuff like that, and he's like, well, I'm pretty involved with Ballistic right now. They were getting ready to change singers and stuff like that. I said, well, when you have the time, if you're ever looking for like an 80s type metal singer, I said, I'd love to work with you. And he's like, yeah, we'll do that. We'll get together sometime. So 10 years go by. I finally see Ed in a club again. I said, wow, I was like, I remember we had this discussion about 10 years ago about getting together. And he's like, yeah, I was really busy, but now I'm retired. So, it's like, too bad, we didn't do something. So we were both at a buddy of mine's, it was an Imperial March show. Yeah. And so they invited me up. I was in the middle of a conversation with Ed. They invited me up to sing a song, and I got up there, and I think it was a Maiden song, The Trooper. So I did The Trooper, and as soon as I was done, I came back up to Ed, and Ed's like, yeah, I forgot how good of a singer you are. Yeah, we need to talk. So he's like, the next day, I think he had already had people in line.
Yeah, because Tommy was just waiting for me to get my shit together, and then as luck would have it, is that next morning, or maybe earlier that day, from what Casey was just talking about, I saw that Gritter had broke up, and Kevin White was available. So I was like, there's the drummer. So the band just put itself together literally overnight from reconnecting with Casey.
So you brought him out of retirement.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's really, really cool. And, and that sound does reflect what you were saying about the 80s and that kind of sound that you're bringing on board. And with that's playing, it just seems to bring this. I'm not saying that it is the 80s, but it's definitely brought it to a new level of sound that we really haven't seen in a long time here in Richmond. So, I mean, what genre would you consider the band to be?
Well, we're hard rock. Maybe 20 years ago you would call us metal, but I don't think we really fit the metal genre by today's definition.
Right.
When you have bands that are as heavy as Meshuggah and Lamb of God and
Oh,
stuff like
God,
that,
yeah.
I mean, we're like top 40 compared to that.
I would say, if there is a genre called it, heavy rock. I mean, because we're a little bit heavier than hard rock, but
we could open for Judas Priest. We could open for Metallica.
You just nailed it. You just nailed it right there with Judas Priest. Absolutely. It's like Judas Priest to the next level. You know what I mean? And every time I've seen you guys play, it's just like one of those things where you have to turn around. You're always drinking beer. Like, who the fuck is playing next? You guys were one of those when I first saw you guys. It was like, holy shit. What the hell is going on here? I mean, what made you decide to play this genre? Is it just influences or it was just a particular goal?
definitely influences because Ed and I are both huge like Dio fans and Deep Purple fans, and
and it's really just being honest about it. I mean, bands should just the sum of the parts should be your sound. You know, sometimes bands can have a mission to sound like a specific, you know, other band or style or something like that. Right. And sometimes it works out great for them, and sometimes it doesn't. But you know, we're just basically the sum of the parts. Everybody just throws what they feel into it, and the end result is what we sound like.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it very, very unique, very hard hitting. Vocals are amazing. You know, the underlying tones and the rhythmic part that Ed brings and the drumming. Every piece seems to be in place in order for you guys to just take control of that stage. But being on that stage, you know, what is the most fulfilling thing of playing live shows for you guys?
What do you get out of it?
To me, it's just I guess it's the reaction of the people. It's like, you know, not, you know, we were pretty new on the scene, you know, not individually, but as a band. And already we had done, maybe it was our second show at Canal Club. Half the audience was singing along with our originals. Wow. And that, to me, that's what it's all about. It's like everyone just getting into the music in the moment and singing along with stuff that we wrote, that we thought about, and that people would enjoy, and then actually seeing it pay off. You know, that's it.
It's definitely entertaining people. You know, we can just never leave the rehearsal space for our own entertainment, but you know, we go out to play to entertain people. That's the reward. It certainly ain't about the money these days.
Yeah,
it's not about the money.
Unfortunately, music seems to be losing its value, but yet it's so important for people's lives nowadays, especially more today than ever, in my opinion. Well, you had mentioned some of those influences you had around. Can you just give me more of some other influences that people might say, like, oh, I get it. That's where I'm hearing.
All right. Well, so besides this, you know, I do part-time singing in a Judas Priest tribute. So that's where my Halford influence comes from. But also Ian Gillan, David Coverdale, Ronnie James Dio, even early James Hetfield. Like my voice always got compared to like a mixture of Hetfield, Halford, and a splash of like John Oliver from Sabotage. You know?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I try to kind of emulate a little bit in my voice. You know, just try to make it not just my voice, but try to steal little pieces from other performers.
Yeah, you always draw from something from the past.
You got to, because they're pulling it from somewhere too. You know,
How about yourself?
Originally, you know, starting out a long time ago, back before electricity, it was the big three.
You were banjo picking, and
but the big three. Everybody talks about the big four, but long before there was a big four, there was a big three, and that's Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, and Black Sabbath. And then because of the influences over the years, changing with people actually my own age, my own generation, coming on the scene in a much higher level than I was at, I started getting influenced by some of my peers like Dimebag Darrell and Zach
Gotcha.
Wild and
Okay.
players like that. So my sound is kind of a combination of everything that kind of influenced, say, a Dime or a Zach, plus Dime and Zach. You know,
That's
so,
funny because that's what I said to you when I first met you. I said, you remind me of a cross between Dimebag
and Zach.
and
Wild.
Zach. And he's like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, because I mean, anytime I've read an interview by those guys, their list of influences are all the same.
I gotcha.
You know?
Outside of the usual questioning, especially because I'm a guitar player, and your technique is just so amazing every time I see you play. Were you self-taught? How did you get
Self-taught. I had 6 guitar lessons
Gotcha.
when I
Wow.
first started out
Wow.
at the Y from a folk singer. and from there, it was just jamming with whoever I could jam with, watching. And then Guitar Player magazine and all the other guitar for the practicing musician, which
Gotcha,
is
yeah.
long gone. But in the mid 80s, when those tablature magazines came out, that was like everybody today having YouTube.
Exactly.
You know?
That was our YouTube
That
in
was our
terms of
YouTube, yeah.
in terms of tablature consumption and
Yep.
who had this this particular one that had a line from Halen or Geddy Lee or Rush or Tune or Zeppelin.
Yep.
You know.
Because before that, it was trying to slow down
Correct.
things.
Correct. When we
Like-
had our tape players that could do that for
Yeah.
us, that could play back and slow it down at the same time.
Yep.
Which nowadays cost a lot of money that we.
Yeah. Oh, we were singing the wrong lyrics to songs forever.
This is really fast music. Well, what is your favorite thing about playing music? What does it do for you, just personally for itself? Not just for reaching out to the audience, as you explained, but just for yourself. How does it? What does it do for you personally?
It's definitely a release. It's a release of
Fucking singers, right?
Yeah, you figure I'd know how to use a damn mic by now, but it's definitely a release of a lot of aggression that you want to get out. It might be just energy that you have stored. That's how it is for me. It's just a lot because I'm usually a really laid back kind of dude, and but when I hit the stage, I'm ready to let some shit out. So that's my time.
For me, the creativity. I don't play in cover bands. That's really not my thing because there's no creative outlet. I'm not knocking anybody that plays in cover bands. I mean, we got some incredible cover bands, around
absolutely.
town. They're awesome. I enjoy watching them. But for me, it's about creating music and performing it. But the other thing I get out of it is when we're on stage and anybody that's in a band that's watching this knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you're on stage and it's running on all 8 cylinders, you feel invincible. It gives you this invincible feeling like I can do anything right now. And that's a, money can't buy that kind of high that you get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is
It
an
is. It's
incredible
a
sensation
high.
to have. And for all fans out there, not only of Verbal Messiah, but are inspiring for music, hear what these two gentlemen just said. This is exactly what the arts and music can do for you. So, keep going at it. There is, so much opportunity for every musician to make something out of themselves if they just put the work in, and you will reap the rewards that these two gentlemen have just described for us. But thank you guys for being with us
Thanks for
this
having
evening.
us.
And we're going to go
All right,
to...
guys, we're going to kick it over to Believe by Rebel Messiah. Get your questions again for these mugs.